You would think like by this point in the game, I would have a nice like stand to put my camera on. Yeah, I don't. I have Gorilla Tape stacked on top of 5 different books that were on the end table. So just a random thing that I felt like sharing with you guys. 3 years ago, January 29th, I believe, is my YouTube anniversary, if you will. And this whole Simply Living It community unfolded. Through the past 3 years, I have shared a lot of different things here in this space. I have embarked on a lot of different journeys and kind of like nestled into where I feel this whole entire channel was created for. And one of those things is homeschool encouragement. I am a homeschool mom. I have 3 boys. I am a stay-at-home mom. Those are all a piece of who I am. I don't like adding titles to things and categorizing all these things, but I do happen to be a stay-at-home mom of 3 boys and a homeschooling mom. I have shared a lot of different things in this space. I talk about homeschooling curriculum. I talk about God. I talk about different struggles that we might be going through in our homeschool and how we combat those. I talk about healthy habits for living. I talk about my favorites. I talk about all kinds of things here. I am so incredibly passionate about encouraging moms in their journey, wherever they're at, and owning it, and owning the reality that it is your journey to look however you want it to look, not like anybody else's. You don't have to shape it and mold it to be a carbon copy image of what you might see elsewhere. I want to talk about homeschooling and what it is to me. What homeschool means to me, what it means to my family, what it means to our home. Because that's a piece of who we are. Yes, a piece. It is a small, small fraction of who I am, who I happen to be. Yeah, a tiny nugget of that. I'm a homeschool mom. But that's not it. That's not all that there is to me. And saying homeschool does not, in my eyes, mean books. It's not limited to school. So that's what I want to talk about today, is just go like on a deeper level of what this whole homeschool term means to me and our family as we are still living and breathing our journey as a homeschool family. I'm sharing this because I want to encourage you moms right where you're at. Some of you might be new homeschool moms. You might be brand new to homeschooling. I still get comments all the time and emails all the time about how many of you mamas are just now embarking on your journey. And so maybe this message is for you. Maybe this message is for a mama who's been struggling in this homeschool season. Being a homeschool mom does not define me. I love being a mom. It is the greatest gift. I love being able to be home with my babies every single day. I love it so much. Does it mean it's easy every day? No. And I say that all the time, but I have to always come back with that because I don't want to paint some rainbow picture perfect, like life is always great. No, it's not always great and it's not always easy, but we were honestly never promised that. But do I absolutely love and cherish motherhood? Yes, I do. I am so thankful for the gift of motherhood, for the blessing of getting to raise these 3 babies of ours and get to do life with them every day. I get to live with my boys every day. I get to sit on the couch and snuggle with them. I get to sit and listen to them read a book to me. I get to sit and help them with their math problems, which some days is so incredibly hard and it's a struggle, but I get to do that. Homeschooling to me is not just the books. It is not just school. It is not public school from that classroom setting taken and now putting it in our home and recreating that. No, that's not what we do here at Simply Living It. And some of you might be new followers and I've talked on this before, but I want to touch on it again because it's so impressed on my heart to do right now. Homeschooling is not recreating that atmosphere in our home. I was public school. That's all I've ever known. If you're new here, that is true. I was not homeschooled. I don't have any family members who were homeschooled or who are currently homeschooling. We are embarking on this journey and embarked on this journey all on our own. And I so fell into that trap of trying to recreate public school at home. I did. And I did that for years, and it was terrible. It was terrible. And what is so sad is it was some of the most precious years of my boys' childhood that I was so bound by everything that I thought homeschool was, what I thought it was supposed to be. I'm sharing this in hopes of shedding light into what homeschool really is and really can be. And it's not all the books. Do we have to do school? Yes, we have to do school. Homeschooling to me is getting my boys out and living life. We're living life. That's what homeschooling is to me. The books are just like a little bit of a sprinkle of what we actually do here in our home. We have to do them, yes. We have to get in the books. We have to do our math lessons. We have to do our language. We have to do our spelling. We have to do all those things. Because here in our home, that's important to me also. Homeschooling my boys is my job, and I don't take it lightly. It is something that I have to show up for every single day. But it never looks the same. We touch on every subject in our home when it comes to our unit studies from Gather Round, when it comes to history from Beautiful Feet books, when it comes to their math lessons and their language and their spelling. Some days we rock all of that out great. Some days we just do Gather Round and then we explore on that in a whole nother way. Some days we just do history. Some days we just hit the core independent subjects. Every single day is different in our home and in our homeschool. That's the way it is. To me, that is homeschool. That's homeschooling. That is what it is all about. It is making it your own, creating it to be your own for your family. That is homeschooling. For us, there was a season of co-op. We did co-op for a season and we loved it. Was it hard? Yeah. Was it somewhere we had to be? Yes. It was another thing to do, which, hello, welcome to Simply Living It. I don't love having a bunch of things on my calendar that are things that I need to do. I'm not a huge fan of like crazy commitment. I'm just not. So it was another thing. Am I kind of feeling like maybe we're in a season of going back? Yeah. Next year I will have a 9th grader. Guys, this is a big deal. This is huge. I will be teaching a high schooler. I will be homeschooling a high schooler. What in the world? That's crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy. So, this is real, yes. We do take homeschooling seriously, but the books, the curriculum, all of that is just a little tiny sprinkle of a nugget of what homeschooling is to our family. We're all about life. Getting out there and figuring out with dad how to put in a new heater in the Suburban. Getting out there and figuring out how to rebuild the snowmobile that you blew up when you were snowmobiling at the cabin. Getting out there and figuring out how to take care of your chickens and keep their water from freezing and get their eggs and keep them from getting out of the gate. They're little minds. They're always thinking and creating and inventing, and they never stop. So for me, I don't want to sit at the table or on the couch and only be in books all day, every day, because I am hindering those creative ideas and that ability that God has already given him. And I would be stifling it to, nope, just language. Nope, just math. Just history. No, I want them to take what's already in them and what's already been given to them by God and run with it. These things that we're doing at home in the books are just added on benefits, right? I'm talking life schooling when it comes to hunting, when it comes to fishing. School for us, it's getting in the kitchen with mom and figuring out how to feed a sourdough starter, how to make sourdough pancakes, how to make German pancakes, whatever it is, we're gonna follow a recipe and we're gonna build it together. One night a week, my boys make us dinner. It's their job. I don't give them anything to figure it out. It's their job. You're gonna figure out how to serve your family. You're gonna figure out how to make dinner because, hello, I have 3 boys who are going to be men someday. They need to know how to do this. We are doing life. To me, homeschooling is life. I am homeschooling my boys for everything in life. I will not ever be able to prepare them enough for what their future holds, but I'm going to do everything in my power that I personally can to teach them about life, not just a math problem, not just solving an equation, not just writing a thesis statement. And this is going to look different for everybody already because, spoiler alert, I already know my boys have 0 interest in going to a 4-year college. Like, my boys are not interested in Harvard. Just saying. My boys are interested in a trade school, something that they can get out and be busy and learn on the job training for what they want to do with their life. They are not interested in sitting in a classroom. So for those of you who might have kids who already know, like, I want to be a doctor, or I'm really interested in this, I want to be a vet, I want to do this. I understand it's going to look different for everybody. But for our family, that's why it's so important for me to give them the tools and the resources and feed into those things that they're already interested in, that I can already see. I want to help them get those skills. You want to be a heavy equipment operator? Great. Your grandpa has a backhoe. Let's get you on that backhoe, teach you how to use and maneuver that backhoe. That's going to help you in what you want to do when you get older. Like, that is going to help you in the field that you are wanting to go down in life, not writing a thesis statement. Sorry. We'll do it because we have to do it. But is it like, do you see what I'm saying here? For us and for so many of you homeschool mamas out there, I know that homeschooling encompasses everything in life. Schooling at home for life. That's what we're doing. That is what homeschooling is to me. That's what it is to my boys, to our family. Right now, they're with their dad, helping a family member, like as I speak, wire up his garage. Hello, that is life school. That's what matters. That's important to me. Those are the life skills that they will take with them everywhere they go as grown men. That is what is important to me. Yes, when we are home and in our books here, I want to do what we're doing and I want to do it well. Beyond the books in our home is life. That's what I want to prepare my boys for. I want to prepare them for life. I want to prepare them for the world outside of our home. And what better way to do that than actually have them in the world instead of confined to the walls of our home. I'm all about nature. I'm all about life experiences. I'm all about exploring. I'm all about like troubleshooting and creating and figuring things out on our own. That is who I am. And if you've been here like for a while, you will see that in all of the things that I do. I, for whatever reason, just have this creative design about me. God made me that way and I don't know why it is. And sometimes I'm like, God, why did you do this? Why did you give me all these ideas and all these crazy things? I don't understand it, but help me to use it for your good, for your glory. Like that is my prayer. I already see my boys being exactly like their mama in that way and such gentlemen just like their dad. And I want to give life in all of those areas to help my boys bloom as young men. That is what I want. That is my goal in homeschooling our boys. That is why we started this homeschooling journey 9 years ago. And now there are so many other reasons that I'm just like, thank you, God, that we started this journey when we did, because so many of you are just beginning. But I want you to know there is a whole entire community of homeschool moms that are right here, ready to hold your hand, ready to encourage you, ready to help you take that step and dive into homeschooling in such a beautiful way. And I'm not gonna paint it like roses and rainbows every day because it is stinking hard. And if you watch my last video, that will all make sense even more and you will feel exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't experienced those hard days yet, they will come because they do. There are hard days in homeschooling, just like there's hard days in motherhood, there's hard days in life. But I promise you, if you stick with it, there is so much beauty. There is so much beauty to be found. I don't know your personal situation and what you're going through or the reasons why you've decided to homeschool, but I do encourage you to sit down and take some notes. Think about why you are homeschooling your kids. What is the reason that you are wanting to homeschool in the first place? What do you want that to look like? Do you want it to be mirrored as to what public school is? Because there's no shame in however you do it. However you do it, it's for you. I'm just sharing how we do it here in our home. So I encourage you to take time to sit down and write out what is important to you. At the beginning of each school year, I write down really what I want my boys to focus on each year. What is important for me that they master this year? I write that out on a piece of paper and I keep that and I check in every now and then and make sure that I'm holding up to what I said I want to do at the beginning of the school year. So maybe do that. Maybe that's something encouraging for you that you can sit down, write down your why. Why are you homeschooling? Why did you choose to do this? Write down some things that you want to focus in on this year that are important to you that your children learn how to do. Maybe some different tasks. Maybe you have one struggling with spelling. Maybe one struggling with math. Maybe you drop all subjects and you're just focusing on reading because that's where you're struggling with one of your kiddos. Every single homeschool family does it different. The reason for sharing this video today is to maybe shed some light on the areas of homeschooling that sometimes we forget. We forget to play games. We forget that our kids learn through playing games. And I'm not talking video games. I'm talking sitting down and playing money bags, playing Mancala, playing Ticket to Ride, playing Monopoly. Sit down and play a game with your kids. They learn through that just like you do. They learn when you go to the grocery store. They're learning when you're interacting with different people. They're learning in social settings of all kinds, whether you're at the bank, whether you're having a play day with friends. Our kids never stop learning. It doesn't end when the books are put away. That's just the core subjects that we have to do. That's where it begins, truly. Everything after that is beautiful. The world is a huge place waiting to unfold right before your kids' eyes. It is. And I want to tell you something because I haven't shared it here yet and I haven't really talked about it on Instagram either. But you guys, in all of this like life schooling stuff that I'm talking about, a little announcement, if you will, that I have been dying to share besides the merch that's coming that should be like any day now. I'm waiting to hear back from my supplier. So any day now we should be dropping all new merch and I cannot even wait for it. But aside from that, we finally purchased some cattle. Yes, and I'm not talking regular cattle. These have been something that I have wanted for so stinking long. And we purchased 3 Highland cows. I cannot stinking wait this journey. Talk about life schooling. Talk about learning how to take care of an animal, the responsibilities that calls every single day to take care of another life. Talk about the experiences that are about to unfold with this new journey. We purchased 3 calves, and our plan with this is hopefully to slowly grow, if you will, our little herd, and they're to be born in March. I can't wait to pick them out. I can't wait to begin this journey. I can't wait to even maybe share some of that with you all here in this space at Simply Living It, but that's just one of the things that I'm talking about. It's not in the books. That's not the ticket for me. That's not the secret. It's not the books. It's the whole world that is waiting for my kids outside of the books. I hope this encourages you to look at homeschooling a little bit different, to change our focus. I get stuck in it too. I get stuck in the books. I get stuck in the unit studies. I get stuck in all the things too. I do. But let's try to look at it through a little bit different lens and go back to what the root of homeschooling actually is. It's life, preparing our children for life. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in our next video. And if you are not already, follow us over on Instagram because I'm trying to share some merch updates as they come in over there as well. And I'll share them in this community page as I can as well. I will share a link. I have my own website coming. I have all of the things that I am so stinking excited to share. And shirts, merch, that was like my first love. I don't know if any of you remember that, but that was my very first like baby, was making and designing things. And now it's kind of getting taken to a new level. And I'm so excited to have you all along on this journey and to see what unfolds and what becomes of it. So anyway, I will see you in our next video. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.